I have a new recipe for potato for you.
Oh, good.
It has dehydrated onion, natural flavoring, dextrose, disodium, dehydrogen, pyrophosphate, whatever it is, I can't even read it.
Gosh, Jack, I don't want any of that stuff in my potato. I just want a lot of butter and a bit of salt and pepper.
I agree with you on that one.
Good. Well, we're going to have some wonderful recipes for potatoes today.
Happy cooking!
Bon appetit.
I think one of the most basic of all potato is baked potato.
I think it is.
You know? Simple. One thing that I don't like is when they bake it with aluminum foil around. You get all steam inside, you know?
Are those Idahos or Russell?
Yeah, those are Idaho potato, baking potato, you know?
Well, you also like the Yukon Gold?
I love the Yukon Gold, don't you?
I think that's a Yukon Gold.
Yeah, those are Yukon Gold.
I think they're a great all-purpose one.
See it, you know?
Yes,
Look at the
I
color.
think they're
you know?
delicious.
Yeah, beautiful, yes.
Now, how about these little...
Oh, those are the fingerling potato. This is really good to saute. They are even more yellow.
Oh, yes,
you know?
yes.
Those are really good. Mm-hmm. That's the red potato. Those are blue potato.
I don't like them.
You know, and this is like purple inside. It's new style. I mean,
If
it's...
you want to make people scream, you use them.
Yes. But you know, one of the best potato to have actually is just a plain baked potato like this. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I cut them this way to press it open, right? Mm-hmm. Shall we put a bit of cream on top of this?
Give a little salt. Give a little salt and pepper.
Yeah, you have salt there.
Just put a little
A bit of
salt
pepper
there.
if you want. I'll give you some chives. And sour cream.
That's just sour cream
All
in
kind
there.
fresh, you know, but I love sour cream actually.
Or butter.
My wife put both. She liked both, butter and sour
I'm for
cream.
her. That's
like it. Oh, that's
wonderful. Yeah.
But this is such a simple and delightful dish, you know, with a steak or with
And it
anything.
looks appetizing.
Looks good.
Everybody's favorite.
I have more potato here that's all baked, and I think we're going to do a kind of hash brown potato, and we have to peel them unless you like it with the skin.
I hate them with the
I
skin.
knew you would say that,
I
you know.
just hate it. Or potato salad with the skin in it.
Yes. No,
Kind
but
of bitter.
in the oven like that, I personally like the skin, only when it's in the oven like this.
Oh, yes.
But not for what we are doing, you know, sauteing them. You want to peel one
I'll
for me?
peel some. Good.
Right.
You have all the little knives.
Here,
I
this is-
have one.
Oh, you have
Here's
a
one.
knife.
There it is.
I didn't steal your knife. Those are just out of the oven, and they are very hot. But, you know, you could do that recipe by just boiling the potato.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put them in the oven like this, they really have a wonderful taste, you know.
Well, the hash browns you can make with any kind of cooked potato, can't you?
Yes, with any.
I think they're delicious. I just love them.
And for this, you know, we need a couple of pounds of potato for that recipe. Hash brown, where we call that pomme macaire in French. It's slightly different.
Just to make it sound fancy.
Yes, absolutely, see? Now, I'm going to put a little bit of canola oil in there, of like a good 2 tablespoons at least.
You use canola oil for when you say vegetable
A piece of
oil.
butter.
You use that.
Well, I don't like to use a generic vegetable oil that I don't know what it is. I like to use an oil that I know what it is. One way of cutting it, you know, I like to use a can open on both hands, you know. I learned that when I was at Howard Johnson.
Oh,
You
you
know, when I was working
I
at
always
Howard
forget
Johnson.
you were there.
Yes, working at Howard Johnson a long time.
I know Jim Beard has a recipe for hash browns, and he always cuts them with that.
With this, yeah, yes. So, what we'll do now, We put them to cook. And we want to do like a gâteau with it. You know? So what we want to do first is to put some nutmeg, that I have here. And I have your wonderful nutmeg machine there.
Yes.
This is great. It slides the
But you don't want to
nutmeg.
have so much nutmeg that people say, oh,
No, that's true.
Nutmeg, do you?
That's true, but the nutmeg people should know that you should use a real nutmeg like this, rather than the powder. Or even use a knife, to scrape it like this,
No, that's going to make an awful lot of nutmeg, don't you?
No, that's be fine. That's going to be great.
I hope so.
Did you put salt, pepper in it?
No, I didn't put anything in.
Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of pepper, some salt. And what you want to do, of course, is to mix it. So this we want to cook for 5 minutes, nice brown, and then in the oven until it's brown so that we can unmold it like a cake.
No, and then another method of doing this, you have your potatoes and you cut them any way you want.
And then you saute them. You have to do like an omelette. Yeah, right.
And then you keep mashing them down, but they stay in pieces, which is nice.
I like that one.
I like the other one.
I'm sure. Now I'm going to give you, we're going to do mashed potato.
We are.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So we have potato boiling here. We have a lot of potato. So I'll put it this way to drain. Here is your mixer bowl.
Yeah.
About as much as this.
But if we had more room, I would put this in a pan first and then put it over the
top
heat.
of the stove to dry it out.
Dry it all out.
Yes, to take the moisture out of it. Right.
So I'll pretend I've done enough there to dry it all out. Then in it goes to the mixer. This is going to be nice, plain mashed potatoes.
Okay.
I'm not going to put a lot of stuff in.
Milk?
Hot milk. That has to be hot milk and
Hot
cold
milk.
butter. You could put some cream in. You can put in as much butter as you want. But I don't think that's probably enough. Let's see how it is. Okay. Do you want to take a little taste there?
Is it good?
It's good.
It's good.
Let's take this off.
I put them on. You want them?
And then I think this is
here?
terribly necessary when you're all by yourself cooking Thanksgiving dinner. You can do it ahead. I just put it in a pan of lightly simmering water and put the cover on, but always leave a little air space. I did these one time, I guess it was over at the Boston University Cooking School, and I didn't have the spoon in it, and people kept covering it airtight. But it does pick up an off taste if it's...
You think so?
I think so, if it's...
I never heard that one.
Well, try it,
Okay.
and you'll see. But always leave that little space of air, and you'll never have any trouble.
I think that now the potato, you see the way they slide?
Yeah, very nice.
I know they are nicely
You're gonna
brown
flip-
around.
you're
So
gonna
now we
flip
want to
them
put them
now?
in the oven.
You're not going to flip it over.
No.
No.
We put them in the
All
oven.
right.
They have to brown on top a little bit. Well, I think it must be ready now. Ash brown mashed potato. Yeah, it looks good. Brown a little bit on top. So what we are going to do is to unmold it. I love those lids that you have here.
Oh,
This
I
is
got these
old-
way back in '48 at the flea market in
90.
Paris.
No kidding.
They're wonderful.
They fit any pan, and in addition, they are great as a spatula to unmold something like
Look at
this.
that.
Look at that, you
Look,
see?
that's beautiful, isn't it?
And then to slide it underneath
Yeah.
here. That's great. But then, when I was at the Plaza Athénée in Paris, we used to make it even more luscious by putting cream on top of it.
Is that
So you
sour
can
cream?
serve it one or the other. Well, we used to use crème fraîche,
fraîche.
but there I'm using sour cream, yes. I like sour cream,
Well, you
actually.
could mix sour cream and whipped cream.
Yeah, that would be close to
Close to
what we do in
crème
France. And some Gruyère here, or for the type of cheese like this.
Now this would be good if you happen to be a vegetarian. You could make your whole meal out of this.
Well, yes, it depends whether some vegetarian may not even want milk, you know.
Well, we have not invited them.
Okay, so I'm going to put that under the broiler for a
Okay.
couple of minutes. And,
Well, while you're doing
Let
it,
it
I'll
brown.
finish my garlic mashed potatoes.
okay.
So here's the garlic that's
So you strain your garlic there when you're
it's
mashing
been
it up.
simmered
Oh, I see. You cook the garlic
in the cream.
in the cream and you mash it up,
Well, that is completely mashed.
and the puree of
Okay.
garlic,
Add it to the cream,
you put it back into the cream.
and that cream is reduced nicely.
Gosh,
Now we
yes.
can put that in our mashed potatoes. See, that's held very nicely.
All of it? Oh,
I
you
think
don't have
so.
that much.
Oh, yes, that's not so much.
Yes. It's sure going to be good.
It smells good. See, that's kept perfectly. Those look lovely, don't they?
Nice plate of mashed potato. So, knife to make it smooth.
Oh, that's lovely.
And then maybe we put some chives here.
Or stick them on the top. Now that's lovely. That's nice. There you are, super mash.
Well, let me check my potato in the oven. Yeah, they are about just right.
That looks
Look
pretty
at that.
nice.
Yes. So I'm going to bring this around here.
That
As you
looks
know,
very nice.
better not touch that. This is really hot.
Yeah.
But you can eat the pomme macaire just by itself. But you know, it is nice if you really want to do a bit of a fancy party and serve it in a kind of wedge like this, you know.
That's pretty big.
Yes, it is. Oh, I love it. So there is some chive there. We'll leave the chive in it. Sure looks good. And you have a piece of potato like this, you know.
Then you could put some poached eggs around it. Or
That's
some
right.
bacon.
That looks great, doesn't it?
It does.
Don't you taste it
Oh, I
now?
will taste that. It looks delicious. I like that very much. And that could certainly be the main course for a meal. Good. Nice
Absolutely.
recipe.
Thank you.
We're going to do two famous gratin dishes, scallop potato dishes. One is with milk, and the other was with onion and stock.
That's right, chicken stock. So,
I'm going to do the milky one.
okay, and I'll do the other.
All right.
Put the machine on, and we turn it. We can also do it by hand, but it does much faster with that type of thing. So, I have some of the potato, and it's important here not to wash the potato after.
You want the potato starch so the
Yeah.
potatoes will stick together.
Exactly, to do the creaminess of the gratin, you know. Okay, so I have about 2 pounds of potato here.
Got some chopped garlic, and I'm going to mash it with a bit of salt.
So you crush that.
That's really a puree. And we ought to have a little salt and pepper. Do you want to
So you want salt and pepper on top of this?
white pepper again?
You want white? Mm-hmm. I like black pepper in mine, but I have black pepper in mine and salt.
And this is just plain milk.
So you
And I
want...
just want milk up to the top.
Okay,
Is that going to give us enough?
I think you need a little more.
Well, then in that case, we'll have to add a little cream.
Yeah, that time a little cream, right?
But you
Yeah.
don't need the cream.
You can do it if you go to a 3-star restaurant. You can have it done entirely with cream. And
That's
at
with the
home,
garlic that's gone in there.
yes, at home you can have it only done with
I
with
think if you
milk
do it
and a
entirely
mixture.
with cream, you'll have to cook it very, very, very slowly, don't you think?
I think it ended up being too rich anyway. But 3/4 milk, a quarter cream, you know, I think it's a good proportion. So this is ready to be brought to a boil, right? Mm-hmm. Top of the stove. And I have the other gratin here. Let's put it maybe together. So this one I have salt, pepper, a few sprig of thyme, a lot of sliced garlic here we put, and a lot of onion. This is the pomme boulangère, we call, in the style of the baker's wife. Any of those are great with a leg of lamb, huh? Don't you think so?
Wonderful, yeah.
And again, the same idea here, but this time we use chicken stock. Yeah, which,
So I'll bring this
all right,
to the boil on my thing, which is slower than yours.
just enough. I'll bring mine here too. So that's going to take a couple of minutes to come to a boil, and then we put it in the oven.
Exactly.
I think they're ready for the oven now. It's
Well,
boiling nicely.
Now let's show that
Didn't burn.
this milk is thickened up because of the starch in the
Yes,
potato.
that's the beautiful texture that you are supposed to have, yes.
And I think at this point also you taste it if you got enough salt in there.
It tastes good.
Tastes good at
Gotta
that.
be careful also because it can scorch in the bottom, you know, so scrape it a little bit.
And then I like to see if it's just milk. I like to put just a little bit of butter on the top, because that'll help it brown and give it the little richness it deserves.
So the idea is to bring it to a boil first on the stove to get the viscosity because of the starch, and then it goes into the oven like a good hour in about 4. This one gets slightly thicker also. I mean the chicken stock, as you can see, is slightly oily. And that's the same idea here. We put it in
And you
the
have
gratin
no
dish.
fat of any type in yours.
Well, the chicken stock, you know, if you
Yeah,
have,
but it
but
doesn't
usually...
Now you're
So
gonna
those are ready to
put
go
them
into
in.
the oven. Oh, it's bubbling nicely, and I think it's done. And I think it's important to say that it should be on cookie sheet in case it's spilled over. This is such, you know, like the family Sunday dinner, you know, with a big leg of lamb roasting and a gratin like this, you know.
That's
You think so?
perfect, isn't it?
I put a plate here, another plate here. I like to put, on mine, I like to put a little bit of parsley on top. Shall we serve a portion of this? Yeah, and this one is here. Potato. See, it's quite different in taste, of course, because
And in smell,
the chicken
too.
stock.
Now that looks lovely.
That's it. A little bit of parsley on this one. Sprig of thyme here. The bay leaf. Don't eat the bay leaf, just for flavor. I will taste your
I
first.
think this is an awfully nice dish because it's kind of dressy looking.
Absolutely delicious.
Now, a
me-
little bit of garlic is nice.
I like that, you know, when cold the day after, not cold, but room temperature. When we were a kid, my mother would do it with a big salad that had garlic in it, and that's a whole meal.
Very nice.
Yeah.
But this is quite different. I think I like this very much, too.
With the leg of lamb, that could be,
Now it has lots of flavor to it.
yeah, very delicious.
2 delicious dishes.
Fried potato,
Pomme frites.
pomme chip, potato
Yeah.
chip we call, and pomme gaufrette, straw potato, all that are fried, and we're doing a very special one today. We're doing
sir.
the pomme soufflé. Now I'm slicing the potato for the pomme soufflé here and cutting them about, well, above 1/8 of an inch, you know? Yeah, about like this.
And
What
they
do you
should
think?
be absolutely even.
Yeah, they should be even. So we use here, of course, frying potato, your Idaho potato, you know. So those, you wash them after, those you have to wash them after, and you have 2 fryer here. I have a fryer which is about 300 degree, and one which is about 350 degree. You cook them, see it's about 300 degree now. I'm gonna put them in there.
This is to soften them up, isn't it?
Is to soften them up. Okay, the idea there is that you're going to shake your pan like this, and your potato, what you want to do, the potato cook on each side and form a shield on each side of the potato. And it's like a transfer of heat, like when you are in your bathtub with the hot water. You know, if you don't move, it's not as hot as if you move.
Yeah.
So the same idea here. You rub, and as the potato rub, it forms a crust on each side. But the center of the potato become cooked and mushy, like a mashed potato. And that develops steam, and the steam wants to escape. It start pushing, and the side, if they are just fried up, then they will blow up into a pomme soufflé. So those should be cooked, basically, but you don't want them to be hard and brown outside because they would not go up. Now, if you see the potato, usually take about 3.5, 4 minutes. They will start forming blister on top of it.
But I think if if you're not used to frying anything, I think you should use a fairly deep pot so that you're not going to splatter yourself with burning oil.
Yes.
And don't take it lightly because you can get an awful burn if you aren't careful.
When they start blistering a little bit like that, you think they are ready, so they go directly into hot oil. Now, this is the time, you see, we'll see how they work. For example, here, that's set now. You let them rest for 5-6 seconds. As soon as this touch there, they will inflate or not inflate, one or the other. So let's see. You see?
Wow, they're doing it, are they? Yes.
I have 2 which work out of 4. That's not too good. My apprenticeship chef would have thrown me out. But I know that this one works, so you put it on the side.
Oh.
When you know they work. And the other one, you eat them. You give them in the kitchen. It means that, you know, even if it takes you the whole afternoon to do pomme soufflé, all the ones which work, you put them on the side.
Yeah.
So that by the time you have your guests, you know they all work. They have been pre-tried, you know. See, as soon as they touch, you see
good.
this one?
There's one.
So as soon as they touch, they should blow up, you know. This one works also a little bit.
And there's the other one that did.
This is the bad one. You put them underneath, you put the nice one on top.
Oh, yes.
So I did those downstairs.
That
and
was
you see,
smart of you.
So what happened in a restaurant is that you have all of those ready. And when you have an order, and it's very simple, you take 8 or 10 of those, you know.
How many per person?
Usually 7, 8, you know. And then, you know, they've all been pre-tried.
Oh, and then they are really coming up.
You know, so they're all going to re-inflate like this. And at that point, of course, I take them out. You want to cook them long enough so that they brown. Ooh, they brown very fast. So they stay inflated, you know, like this.
It's really magical, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
that's nice.
a bowl of potatoes.
But what a good idea to be all ready so you won't have a failure.
It's not that, you know. By the time when I say your guests come, no one knows how many you miss or not, you know, so.
But you could still cook the ones that failed and you...
The one that you failed, of course, you fry them and you have like fried potatoes. It's perfectly fine. So shall I put them on top here?
Okay.
Paper towel.
Although those are beautiful. Then a little salt.
And a tiny dash of salt on top of it. I think I wanted to show one at least to break it open. You know, to show the inside, you know. I mean, this is just the 2 shell of the potato, you know, which... good.
Hot.
But
Well, that's wonderful.
my average was very bad. So we do a basket, or you don't have to, in napkin like this, and this is the classic way of, you know, presenting your pomme soufflé. With the pomme soufflé, we deserve a glass of wine.
I think you're right there, Jacques.
It is not often, it's a bit special to do pomme soufflé, but frankly, when you have a great, beautiful party, something really special, it's not really expensive. You know, it's potato, and as I say, you don't lose anything.
But you just have to know
have the proper technique.
You've been so kind as to show us.
Thank you very much, and happy cooking.
Bon appetit, and have fun cooking together.